Hello, Extinction Rebellion. It's Chris Riley again from the Regenerative Culture Circle here in the Capital Region. When we were thinking about what videos it might be helpful to put up on Facebook these days, we thought a lot about how much screen time we're probably all getting right now and how that can lead to some real strain on the eyes, sometimes even headaches. So I thought what I would do today is record a video showing an acupressure protocol that my Tui Na instructor in graduate school taught me. It was actually used a lot in grade school in China. When kids were in the middle of school, they would do a set very similar to this and then lay their heads down for a while to rest. It's really good to help rejuvenate the eyes. It's great to relieve pressure in and around the sinuses from congestion or seasonal allergies. It's pretty good for jaw tension, and overall just really nice self-nourishing thing to do. So without further ado, we'll get right into it. So when pressing these points, what I usually do is I use the first knuckle of my pointer finger and my thumb, just like this. So if I was going to sweep, say, around my eyebrows, I could use the pressure on my knuckle to go around my eyebrows, while my thumbs are at my temples, providing a little bit of massage there and just kind of a fulcrum point for the massage being done with my pointer finger. So that's how I like to do it. You can do it with 2 fingers, you can do it with 1 finger, you can do it with your thumb. Whatever's most comfortable for you works great. The amount of pressure you want to use isn't that much pressure. It shouldn't feel painful at all, certainly. You should not be doing any damage to your skin or anything like this. This is a really gentle exercise. Just enough pressure to feel it, and maybe a little bit of soreness on certain points is okay. Also, before you do this practice, make sure you've washed your hands. It goes without saying. So before we start, feel free to pause the video and go wash your hands. And we can get started. All right, so we're going to kind of work top to bottom, and the place we're going to start out with is this point right here. It's a point called Yin Tang. It's really good for sinus pressure and for nourishing the eyes. It's also the third eye point for people from a yoga background. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little pressure on Yin Tang right in the middle between the eyebrows, and then work our way out following the bony ridge right above the eye. And this should feel pretty good. If it doesn't feel good, you might be doing it too hard. So what we do is we start right at the brow ridge, and then we make slowly ascending arcs across the forehead to relieve that pressure that can build up in the forehead. And to get that feeling a lot better. And we're going to keep doing that all the way up into the hairline. So when you can go from that mid-brow point all the way up to your hairline, follow the hairline down, and then we can do a little massage in and around the temples. And while we're doing this exercise, we're hitting a lot of different acupressure points that are good for the eyes. And while you're doing this, I actually recommend you have your eyes closed. I can't do that for obvious reasons, but it's best to have your eyes closed while you're doing this. So now that we've done above the eyes and the forehead, we're going to go to just underneath the eye. There's a bony ridge right here we usually call our cheekbone. So we're going to follow that cheekbone out back to the temple. So we're going to start just inside the eyes there, and then kind of work out this way. Once again, this should be around your eyes. You should not make contact with your eyeball. If that happens, something has gone horribly wrong. Go back, go back. Then we go underneath that bony arch and make all kinds of funny looking faces. And I usually go wrap up back around to the temple. So we're always moving from the middle out towards the sides. And now that we've done that, and you can do this for as long as you want. If it felt good to do that and you want to keep doing that, keep doing it as long as you want. So now we're going to do a little bit of temporal massage in this area. There's a point right here called Taiyang, which you use a lot for headaches. A lot of eye strain headaches can come around the temple area. Then we're going to move down the side of the jaw, right to the belly of the masseter muscle. This is the big, huge muscle that does all that chewing for us. So we're going to spend time here doing a little TLC. As you can tell, I usually use my fingertips. This just works better for me. There's nothing saying you can't still use the first knuckle. I like the fingertips in this area because it gets a broader area for me, and that works better for my masseter muscle. This one might be a little bit tender. It's really good to massage this if you have any jaw tension from stress or anything like that, or from grinding your teeth at night. We're just following from right here all the way down the muscle, and you'll feel it while you're doing it. You'll be able to pick up where the muscle is and where it feels tight, and just spend some time massaging there. And once again, you can do this for as long as feels right to you. After that, we're going to go right in front of the ear. There's a string of 3 acupressure points right in front of this weird looking thing here called the tragus. So for this, I use my middle finger just because it's smaller than my knuckle and it can get into that area really nicely. So we're going to go right here. And the reason this is still good for the eyes from a Chinese medicine standpoint of view, from an acupuncture standpoint, is due to channels of circulation of vitality. So if I reduce stress and tension in one area, I kind of open up flow to other areas. So even though we only started around the eyes, now we've moved out to the entire facial region just to help open up flow to the entire area. So what I'm doing is just going down this way, right in front of the ear. And then after I'm finished doing that, there's a point right tucked up underneath behind the earlobe, kind of where your earlobe and your jaw meet. Give that a little massage. This area can be really, really tender. This is a strong point. It's good to clear out any congestion you have in your ears. It's used a lot in some branches of acupuncture for migraine headache. So it's a nice point to press. And what I do is I follow down what's called the sternocleidomastoid muscle. It's just a big muscle that goes right down in here. It's one that can get really tense when we're holding our head still looking at a computer screen a lot. So I'm just going to follow from right behind the ear all the way down the sternocleidomastoid muscle, or the SCM. That's what we'll call it from here on out. There's also some pretty cool channel points in here, right about mid-neck level. There's points called window to the sky points. The reason they're called that is they're seen as regulators of the communication and flow of vitality from the body's thorax and core and the head. So by stimulating these points, we're also once again helping all flow from the body to the head and from the head to the body. So just massage that all the way down to about the top of your collarbone here. You can do that as much as feels good to you. And you can go back and repeat certain steps too. These are a lot of different techniques that you can put together, whatever feels right to you. I would just stay moving top to bottom as much as possible. Keep it gentle and moving from inward to outward. Just like that. All right, now that we spent all this time caring for ourselves with our hands are nice and full of healing intent. So we're going to rub these a little bit. Remember, your eyes are still closed during this. I can't do that right now, but eyes are still closed. Until, when we've got our hands nice and warmed up, put them over your eyes and just open your eyes while you're covered with your hands. Ideally, there'll be no light getting through at this point. And just allow all that warmth and healing intent to absorb right into the eyes. If it feels right to you, you can repeat that 3 times. Get your hands nice and warm. And place over the eyes again. Allow the eyes to get the benefit of all that healing intent. So one more time. Right over the eyes, and once the eyes are covered, open them up. Allow them to soak in that healing. And then, before lifting your eyes away, you close your eyes again. And here's the part where you just take about a 5-minute rest. You can do a breathing technique during that rest. You can do a mantra during that rest. You can remember your favorite poem during that rest. You can do whatever you'd like, or you can just lay your head down and take a 5 or 10-minute nap. And that should really help with some of the congestion and the eye things that are going on. But still, keep an eye on how much time you're on the screen time, and use those blue light filters and settings as well. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. Keep taking care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.